Good morning, everybody. It's time for another delicious edition of Texas Oatmeal. And today we're installing lights, more lighting on the Vanderhall. So I've already purchased them. I purchased them actually a long time ago, and I just haven't done anything with them. But there are little side marker lights that I got that I saw another Vanderhall owner put on his that I really like. They look real clean, real small. I think bright enough. I don't really know. But I'm going to put them on and give them a shot. They look bright enough on his car. So I'm going to put them on mine and show you guys kind of how that goes. Not necessarily a step-by-step, but basic information on how I installed them, where I put them, things like that. So let me show you what we're working with here. I did not get them from partstime.com. I don't remember where I purchased them. I'm pretty sure Amazon. I'll figure it out. I'll put the link in the description below. But they are these little bitty LEDs. So this one is actually just a white one because I was going to do reverse lights, but I don't think I'm going to do the reverse lights just yet. So I'm going to skip those for now. So these are little smoked lenses. I already marked them because you can't tell the difference between one that is going to light up red and one that's going to light up yellow. So there's a red one, there's a yellow one, right? I marked them with some electrical tape just to mark them, just so I can remember which one was red and which one was yellow when I got to this step. But basically, I'm gonna hook up red flashers on the back, yellow flashers on the front. So anyways, I'm just gonna make it really, really simple. I'm gonna hook up essentially positive and negative, tapped into positive and negative on the front turn signals and the rear turn signal. So real simple. These are pretty neat because you're just going to drill a hole in the body molding. So the body of the Vanderhall is plastic. So I'm just going to drill a hole that's a little smaller than this size, which the GoPro never does a good job of focusing on what's right in front of it. But there's just a little edge here, a little ridge of rubber. And you make the hole a little bit smaller than this, like just a touch, push this through and it will hold itself in place. And so you'll just see that much on the outside. So I use these little T-tap things, little wire connectors. They're super simple. You take the existing wire that's on the car and you put it in the edge here in the little groove. And then you go clamp this down around it with a pair of pliers. You'll clamp this around the wire and it will actually pinch into it. You can see in there maybe potentially. You can see the little teeth, the little metal part there, that actually pinches the wire. And there's different sizes for different wires, so it's just a matter of what wire size, what gauge wire that you need to use whichever color version. So yeah, other than that, they're pretty simple. Once you tap into it, you actually run a little spade connector. I'm going to solder one of these onto the end. I'm going to wire that onto the wire coming from the light, and then the spade connector then slides into this and slides into the tab that's inside there. So that's all you have to do to make your connection. The ground wire of your light is just, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to ground it to a ground wire on the same system, on the same set of lights, or just any ground. I mean, you can ground it to literally anything, but it's just easy enough to run 2 wire T-taps and run one for positive, one for negative. So on these particular lights, the white wire is your ground and black is your positive. So that's how I'm going to hook these up. This is going to go positive to the turn signal, and then the white is going to be having another T-tap that just goes to the negative, whatever negative terminal or wire I can find that's kind of close by. But again, I'm going to lengthen all of this so that I can get it from the side of the car over to wherever the connector needs to be. And I'm just going to kind of give a rough estimate. I've got quite a bit of wire laying around that I'm going to solder on here, and then solder my little spade connector on so I can tap into my T-tap. Okay, so first step was to take off the lower side panel that goes here. So it covers up all this fun stuff here, some electrical connections. I don't know what that is. So as you go to take these off, you're going to run into a problem with this falling out. There's a little spacer that goes on there so that you can, so the bolt has something to push against, because the way the design of the factory pieces, it kind of comes out and down. So it, yeah, these fall out. This one didn't have one. It was not in there at all. This actually came off the front. So I'm missing one here, and I'm pretty sure I didn't have one in the back because I didn't notice anything come out of there. So I'm gonna find some other things to use as spacers so that it all lines up. More importantly is this piece. So this is a little tab. You can see it's all there, it's complete. It's got a little notch in it for where it goes into the frame, but it's not supposed to be in my hand. It's supposed to be welded on. You can see the two little tack points here that they were welded, that it's no longer welded. So I had some weird vibration going on right around here, and I couldn't figure it out. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So if you look under here, this part right here goes in this hole, like this. So that was tacked on there at some point, and now it's not. And I think this is my rattling that I'm getting in this area. When I come to a stop, I hear a little bit of rattle or whatever happening, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I'm going to maybe JB weld this or something. I don't know how long that'll last, but it's gotta be better than nothing. I don't have any way to weld this aluminum on here. So yeah, so that's that. Oh look, just found another spacer. Okay, so I got it very crudely hooked up right now with my little T-splice things, whatever. And then I went ahead and threw a couple of connectors in here because I wanted to be able to obviously test this real quick with it working, because it's working, and be able to unplug it. So if you had to take this panel off, you could unplug this without having to, you know, fish this through the hole or something, whatever. You need a connector because you have to push this through the hole on the, you know, going through the panel that's here. You have to push this through the panel and then be able to plug it in. So I've got connectors on the back side here just to do that. So yeah, but it works. So I gotta wire up the other side, and you know, now I'll have light on the side over here like that. That'd be pretty cool. It's really a 3/4 inch bit. It's still not enough. It's still too tight. So we get the old Dremel out and going a little bit at a time till it's just about ready to go. And yeah, she's in. Okay, so this is the finished product in the side here. So I did a little measuring. I needed to be an 1.5 inches from this hole to clear this bracket itself. So I wanted it to sit right here. So now, because there's nothing back here behind here for it to interfere with, and the wires come out right above it, so they'll be able to come down and plug right in, of course out here. So, and then there's plenty of room and nothing under here for it to hit. I'm going to pull these wires back just a little bit so they mostly just come straight up out of there so that you can still get to them, but there's not a lot of slack or anything down here. And I have just kind of loosely left everything sitting here, put a zip tie around it just to hold it out of the way for a second. But I'm going to get some wire loom and put around all this to clean all this up a little bit for one, and just give a little more extra protection. It's got a rubber gasket here that goes around the frame, but there's really nothing down here on the back side of this. Now this is pretty round and it doesn't feel sharp at all anywhere, but I'm just gonna get some wire loom and wrap it around everything as it goes in there. So just so you can see, yeah, so I'm gonna wire loom it like to that other set of wires that's in there, just so it's up and out of the way. Like right now it's literally almost just hanging out on the gas tank. It's super dirty and I really need to clean all that. I was able to pull it through, actually, see if we can see here. So right where it comes through back there, there's a little bit of a rubber gasket there, and that goes all the way through the frame to this outside part right here. So I was able to run it through there where all the other wiring goes, so it's all protected from rubbing on the chassis. So yeah, so pretty simple. Okay, so this is all done under here. It's always the same two wires in this plug. So the plug that's going to your taillight, so the clip is on this side. If you look at this side, which is actually, in mine, the way this wire is coming out here, this is the top side of the plug, but the clip side is this side. So on this side where your resistor is for your LED taillight, it's those top two. So you've got this side is gonna be, this side is the negative side. Yeah, this side is the negative side, and this side is the positive side, right? So just the exact same way that the resistor is wired up, that's how you're gonna clip into these. So you're clipping into the two wires that come off of this harness, right, that are not the resistor side. You probably could do the resistor side. I don't know why, if you should do that side or not, but I did this side. So again, it's the top, it's these two corners that are on the resistor, the positive and negative side. So positive and negative that I've hooked into and then out to, and then ran the wire down and out to the light itself. So that's really it. That's all it takes. So it's a yellow on that side, it's a brown, it's kind of like a brown color on this one. I don't know if you can tell, but brown on this one for your positive side, and then the negative is the one across from it. On the other side, it's yellow. It's yellow on that side for your positive side, and then again opposite corner for your negative. So that's really it. And then I zip tied it, and I've got to get some more wire loom to go down there to button this up a little bit better. This side's not so bad because there's not quite as much nonsense going on that the other side has, but yeah, same idea. Okay, so this side's done, and I didn't fix the middle bracket that was broken on mine. I just left it off. When you tighten all this up with the spacers in there, it tightens up pretty good. So I'm gonna just leave it alone. It doesn't have any like excess play. I mean, it's got play here, but nothing crazy. So I'm gonna leave it. And since it was broken, it probably wasn't doing much anyways. So we'll see. But I'm gonna see if that makes the rattle go away. But yeah, it's all buttoned up and all tucked away real nice and clean. Okay, so rear is all done. We got a nice little flasher on that side, and we got a little flasher on this side. So pretty clean install. If you wanted to make these a running light and flash, you need a 3-wire setup. So anyways, so that's really it on the rear ones. The front's going to be exactly the same way, and I'm running out of time today to do it because I've just had some other things going on while I was doing this project. But I'll show you the final in the next video. So that's going to be it for today. For this video, this shows you how to do the rear. Front's going to be the same way. I'm just going to tap into the wires that go to the front turn signals that are separate from the taillight anyway. So that should be pretty easy to find those two wires and just tap straight into those. So it should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'll show you that in the next video. So yeah, that's it for today, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
You must be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night. bring the vibes here.